Hello, this is Friendly Cat, and we have an adventure involving Czechoslovakia today. We'll be doing this on ahistorical, and it's primarily a guide to complete two achievements, both Czechmate, which involves controlling part of Australia while being at war with a democratic UK, and then also the Munich Disagreement, which involves controlling Munich while being at war with Germany. I'm doing this on ahistorical because it's also designed to be a guide to how to play ahistorical. I do almost all of my runs on ahistorical. So hopefully as we walk through this and the different things that will go right and wrong, I hope that helps you complete your ahistorical runs as well as complete these achievements. Our first focus will be political direction because we need to go down the right path because we will be going fascist on this run. Now, Czechoslovakia has some really interesting things. It actually starts with the light tank, which is pretty good, 1936. So this is one of the rare cases. We're going to keep that for a long, long time. I don't have to spend military XP, and I don't have to research it, so let's keep it. We can actually put it on our infantry and put it on motorized, see how it works. Ooh, Germany is staying fascist. They're going to remilitarize the Rhineland. While we head down the go right focus, we will later on join the Axis, among other things, to prevent a Sudetenland issue. With our first 100 political power, let's take improved worker conditions. Always a good start to work on your base stability because I can do a lot of good things for you for a long time. As we continue on our research, we want to take a look at Marines. You may not have heard of the Czechoslovakian Marines, but yes, they're very powerful. They're as powerful as any other country that has access to the sea. Ethiopia has a civil war, very interesting. We're also going to take the fascist demagogue so that we can prepare for civil war. We've already disbanded all of our divisions, so we're going to have a pretty quick civil war. Next is strategic decisions for more political power, and after that, it doesn't really matter to me really where you go. We will be clicking the decisions to start the civil war, and in this civil war, as it is with the older countries, the more original countries, there are no spawn-ins. We will be doing mixed role aircraft. I'm going to put actually fighter machine guns on the front because we have a national spirit later on that has a reduced cost to make fighters. Normally I would put bomb locks on the front for the agility bonus later. As soon as we start the civil war, as soon as we're fascist, we are going to start justifying on Austria as our first conquest. This plays out very similar to historical, by the way. And with another 100 political power available, let's take the office advisor. A great first choice. So far, Czechoslovakia is doing really well. They've got great options. We will be manually dropping in these divisions. Infantry train a little faster than cavalry, so I will convert these over to cavalry, but we're going to manually drop them around so they can simply run right through our opponent, who has not had time yet to create any troops, so that we should be able to do a pretty bloodless civil war. And sure enough, just as they spawn in, we take the last victory points. Our Marines, we'll start off with 8 battalions of Marines, eventually 3 line artillery, and then full support. And later on, I will actually add a tank, either a light tank and later on a medium tank to the front. Those will be our assault divisions, the Czech Marines. We're going to take the national spirit so that we can create cavalry battalions without paying army XP. We will later on add a support military police to that company, to that template. So Italy has a civil war with communists. I think that the fascist side will hold out, and I have joined the Axis, so this Italian fascist Italy will not, but we will justify in fascist Italy while going after, as soon as our justification completes with Austria. We burst through the lines. It may be snowing, it may be slow, but we can take care of them without too much effort. We just want to work with our little pseudo tank divisions with cavalry and tanks, just kind of isolate out those Austrian divisions, and then once we push past the front line, it's not too difficult to move around. Just be careful and take the last victory point. And that's it. First one done. Again, plays out very similar to historical. So far, so good. I'm really happy with how things are going. We can also form the Austrian-Hungarian Empire after we control quite a bit of states. That's Hungary, and then parts of what is now Romania, and I think parts of Yugoslavia as well. And that's very powerful. Let's make a shot. I think we can do that this run. That would actually help us out a great deal in our achievements. And here we are. Ooh, French Commune has declared civil war on France, just as communist Italy has defeated fascist Italy before our justification finished. So we have to restart a justification, Communist France won their civil war pretty quickly as well. So this was a wasted justification. We just spent a lot of time doing nothing, but that's okay. And our war against communist Italy, I don't think this is going to be a pushover by any chance. They outnumber us 3-1 or more on the line. I think I may have bitten off more than I can chew. I'm kind of looking for Lend-Lease. I can't find Lend-Lease because we don't have enough Civil War tension. And meanwhile, Russia has already completed its civil war, and it's headed down the non-aligned and eventually, I think, fascist path. All right, we finally broke through, and that's pretty much all it is patience and wearing them out. And once we kind of turn that corner and isolate a few divisions, I'm hopeful that the back end will be pretty clear. And sure enough, Italy had pretty much all of their troops on the border. So once we got snuck around and got through the opening, it's pretty much smooth sailing. All right, we're going to take out Italy, annex them. We won't get their fleet because we don't own any we don't have any owned states that are next to a port, but that's okay. The next country that we do take out, we will be able to take their fleet. So I'm happy. What is it, Norway? What are you doing, Norway? You're joining with Finland? Finland's communist? Oh, that can't be good. That's okay. I think we should be able to take out Italy. I just need to move a little bit quicker, and Italy has joined the faction. Oh, that's unfortunate. But that is how ahistorical does work out sometimes. The odd things, unpredictable things. That's really unfortunate because we were like 3 days away from capitulation of Italy, which would have made this a much smoother run. But that's my fault for just not moving quick enough, and that's all right. On to Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia also went communist, so we're going to have to move through them. And meanwhile, they've got their friends from Norway and Finland traveling down. So it's always tough to fight in Yugoslavia, but it's particularly tough to fight when they've got both, I think it's Romania helping them, and Finland and Norway. The Bolivian alliance, that can't be too bad, right? Well, we're going to continue down our focus path. This is what a focus tree kind of looks like. I'm focusing on research, no pun intended there. Finally complete our 1938 mediums. Those light tanks were doing a good job, but mediums, I think, do a little bit better. They're going to give us more armor for our Marines. Well, the motorized divisions will eventually keep light tanks, so they have got a little bit of help. Tanks are very helpful. Here we are just finally finishing off. What's this? Mexico has declared war on the UK? No. And the United States? No. This is terrible. This is terrible because, yeah, sure enough, the United States has now joined the UK as the allies, and this run just got so much more difficult. Maybe historical would have been a better guide to how to do this, but we're going to push on through because this is a guide about how to do ahistorical, and bad things happen when you do ahistorical, or bad things for the player anyway. Good things for, of course, the other side. Well, with Yugoslavia taken out, we're able to push a little bit through Romania, and most of those troops seem to be trapped in Yugoslavia, so we're going to be able to just kind of push on through, fight around, and Poland has declared war on Estonia. That's actually kind of good for us because it means that I don't think they're going to be guaranteed by the Allies because they're at war and they're a little bit aggressive. That's good. We get bad things, we get good things. Finally, after months of combat, Romania is finally taken out. And we get the Polish question. That's my question. What is the Polish question? What does that do? I still don't know. But at least in this time, it says that Germany says, go ahead and invade Poland. Okay. We need to go through Poland anyway, I think, to get up to Finland and Norway. And Poland is a focus. We need to take a research slot. So I guess here we go. And this is a beginning where we're starting to see the powerhouse of Czechoslovakia. They have bonuses to production. And because they start with so much tech and they're getting so much tech, we are just going to start to roll through countries that we fight. Those motorized divisions are slowly getting built up to 25 width. And we just sailed into Warsaw. Keep in mind that Poland is launching their attacks to the north, and Germany finally joins in. I'm actually kind of glad they didn't join in because I want more war score for myself. And we're going to take them out. Not too difficult. France has declared war on Ethiopia and the Empire. I think Ethiopia did something. Their focus tree, not obviously the country, the focus tree, they did something that caused France does have a focus that causes them to declare war on fascist nations. And sure enough, Ethiopia, which is fascist, joins the Axis, which means that now France is at war with Germany, and they could go after me as well because their focus gives them a war goal on me. The landings on Finland, as expected, are pretty smooth because Finland sent most of their troops to fight in Yugoslavia, and they spent the rest of their lives there. Let's just say that. and we're able to pretty much walk through Finland. There's no troops there. We have 100% of the war score. All right, this is a good peace conference. I'm feeling more and more confident with each passing moment. We definitely have the run. We're past the point of failure. We can't take any ships, and I'm looking because we don't own any states next to the ocean. And I'm looking. I need to get out of the Axis because if I somehow get dragged into that war, I cannot go to war with Germany until the United States has capitulated, and I do not want that at all. Well, France has declared war on me. I bailed out of the Axis in time so that we did not join wars, which means I can later on declare war with Germany. You can see that little icon at the top of the screen where they're offering, I think, to join their faction. We will not be taking it. This is actually kind of playing out historical. If you think about it, it's the end of 1939. Germany and their fascist allies are at war with the UK and France, at least. I've got troops in the Africa, which are now sailing those motorized troops. I brought all of my fast troops down to the south. I sent to North Africa, and they're just railing right through the defenders. And we're going to take the Suez. And again, this is not historically how it happened, but historically there were wars about this time. So maybe World War II was somewhat fated, at least in the HOI4 world. We're fighting our way through France. They're not doing too bad. All said, Germany's broken through the Maginot, though. I think they broke right away because France declared war and didn't have much troops there. Our own troops are moving very quickly, very powerful, and we've taken out France. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling good about this run. It may be a bit longer till we win, but let's go take out Belgium. Just chew them up. We've got really our assault marines up in Europe, while our motorized troops, for the most part, sit down in Africa. And the Nordic defense got Sweden. So Sweden has declared war on Denmark, who had joined the Allies, who had been part of the Allies. Go for it, Sweden. They joined the Axis as well. Our assault troops, our assault marines, many of them now have tanks on the front, and they got a few motorized to help them out, are just moving right through. And let's take Russia declares the Axis. That's really unfortunate. I was really hoping that because Germany would declare on Russia through their focus tree, that would weaken them and make it easier for me to take Munich later. But this is going to make things a little more difficult. Attacking through Greece. They're not too tough. We're also cleaning up the northwest Africa, I guess you could say, or West Africa. Now, this is one of the key. I see a lot of people having trouble taking out Greece because they're stuck on that supply zone northwest of Athens. There's no supply. So the trick here is kind of push past and take the port. Turkey. Not too tough either. We're attacking Murdo's divisions from the south, and they finally linked up at Amasala? Iraq. Desert country, perfect for our type of warfare. Our motorized troops, again, moving very quickly. And we still have trouble up ahead, but for the most part, every country we find along the way, Iran likewise. This is one of the reasons I do strongly support motorized divisions. Try to find a way to just get a few because they can spearhead through. The attack into India is very tough because of the supply issues, but once you take that supply hub that we just took, then we just have open field pretty much in front of us. India doesn't have nearly enough troops, and of course by this time, maybe it's been a year of them fighting, so they've got troops in different areas. Japan joins the Axis. That's actually really good because Japan went non-historical, and they've got a focus that would cause them to go to war with Russia, which would have resulted in them joining the Allies, I think, and I didn't want another navy inhibiting me from naval invading Australia later. So that was pretty good. Straight on through to Siam. Yeah, very fun. This really is, I think, one of the most fun parts of the run where you're just attacking through. I should have realized that Germany also had a focus tree choice that had them go to war Switzerland, so I scrambled to put troops up there. I definitely don't want them expanding. And I don't know how we're going to naval invade Australia. It's Red Sea zones everywhere. Japan's going to help me out a little bit, just indirectly, but I need to secure that, was it north or southeast Australia zone near Canberra. So we'll just keep moving our way through, taking out Singapore, and now my robo issues are completely taken care of. This is not looking so bad. Yeah, there's some yellow and red sea zones, but there's more and more green. So let's launch some naval invasions, and I might get lucky and be able to find our way. Oh, the Indonesian order declared war on the Dutch East Indies. This is done when fascist Australia makes a focus tree. Fascist Australia is part of the Allies, so a little bit I guess cheeky is the right word, a little bit of unusual activity for them to disrupt the Allies. well, I've got a large army over here, so let's head up into China. It'll help secure manpower. I'm sitting at about the 10% recruitable pop, and there's nobody home at Sydney. Are we going to be able to do it? Are we able to walk into Canberra? I think so. Canberra. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. Oh my goodness. I feel so good at this point because we've now completed the Czechmate achievement. We are at war with the UK, and the UK is democratic. That's the hardest part of these two achievements. The USA has a civil war. I don't think I've ever seen that. I know it's happened. I've heard of it, but in my games, I've never seen it. So I'm kind of like, what's going on exactly? I think it looks like they went down the communist path, which forced a four-way civil war. While we build up our troops, let's airdrop into UK just to make ourselves a little stronger. We built up paratroopers in case I needed them to go across to Australia. Once we hit one port, that's it. We've got another port. We've got a bunch of paratroopers, and I actually have a full-size Air Force at this point. So this is not a no Air Force airdrop. We are supporting those paratroopers. Just the anti-aircraft are just gutting them down. But with the paratroopers and troops crossing the channel, we're able to definitely take out the UK. This isn't necessary for the achievement, but it makes it just a little bit easier as we prepare for the last push into Germany. And it's going to be tough. I've got paratroopers just in case if I can try to grab Munich. It's right next to my border. And that's it. I got the drop. So that's the achievement. I was fully prepared for a full longest land assault, but that's it. Now, I know this seemed really kind of odd, and of course, United States joining is not normal, but the rest of the run played out very similar to how you might see in a historical run, believe it or not. You're going to need to head east, at least in this setup, or likely need to head east through India and company to eventually get your way to Australia. Well, I really enjoyed this run. It was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. The focus tree doesn't seem that impressive, but that's how they used to be, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below in the comments, or any ideas. Or if you want to see more historical runs or more achievements on historical, I'm open to it. Or if you like the historical, I'm certainly open to that as well. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.